Here's my breakfast today. We've got peanut butter chili oats again with some frozen raspberries, choc shot, that's the chocolate sauce, a mini Milky Way bar, Milky Way, and a mini gingerbread man and a mini penguin.
Hello, I've decided that this is the chair for me when I do vlogs. I was actually really putting off sitting down and recording today. It's only day 3, so that's not a great start, I admit, but it's actually because this morning I've actually been really anxious and I've had a really bad morning. In fact, I've actually really struggled, and it's really strange talking about it to a camera, and it's really strange just talking about it to myself, I suppose. But I know that this is really important and that I need to be able to talk this out and be real about it, because I'm not always going to be level-headed about it. I'm not always going to be able to cope with how I'm doing, and catching it on camera is actually a really good way for me to, I suppose, break down that stigma and stuff. So this morning, where yesterday I felt I'd been really mindful in how I was eating and stuff, today it was the polar opposite. I started out with a nice breakfast that I'd planned out and prepared, but then I quickly resorted to just clearing out everything else. I started with what I'd planned for throughout the day, and basically I'd eaten it all by about 11 a.m. and obviously that's not a healthy way to go about things, and I do feel sort of really scared. A lot of the kind of vlogs and stuff you see online, people they've already beaten it, and I haven't beaten it, and a lot of me is scared that I'm not gonna be able to, but I know that I have to for my own sake, and I know that I can. It's just incredibly difficult to get through sometimes. And oh my god, I'm an absolute mess, I'm sorry. I will be going to the gym in a little while. That will hopefully make me feel a lot better, because that sort of physical focus generally brings me back into land when I've had a real anxious moment. At the moment, I am quite nervous. Just gonna try and breathe it out, to be honest. I do this technique called box breathing, where it's you breathe in for 4, then you hold that breath for 4, then you breathe out slowly for 4, and then you hold not having a breath for 4, and then you repeat it. And if I'm struggling to fall asleep, I'll build that up to like 10, so I'm holding it for 10, breathing out for 10, that kind of thing. And it does calm me back down and helps me when I'm feeling quite overwhelmed. So I have done some positive things today. I have done some revision. I have just chilled and watched some random videos as well. I've not just worked all morning. I've stayed hydrated, and I've talked to my pets and stuff, so I have done positive things as well, and I need to remember them. Hello everyone, I'm back again. It's actually quite late now, or at least for me. It's about 8:20. I did go to the gym. I had a shoulder session. I was a bit slower than perhaps I would normally be, because I didn't feel that great, to be honest. After my jab the other day, my left shoulder does feel okay, and it was able to do some stuff, and got a few PRs. For example, my dumbbell overhead presses, I was using 16 kilogram dumbbells and got a few sets of 8, which was quite good. I've not been so great though mentally. Actually tonight I was meant to be going out for a meal with my friends, but that didn't end up going ahead, and I was actually quite looking forward to that, so I'm a bit bummed out about that. But for the most part, like I was talking about earlier, it's more my mental health in general that's been getting me down. I was quite panicky and anxious earlier. A lot of it, to be honest, was revolving around A-levels in particular, and being quite scared that I might not get into university, because obviously I've really got my hopes set on getting into university. I think for me, I definitely see university as sort of like a fresh start, and I suppose everyone sees it like that really, but I'm really wanting to get all of this sorted before I go. I'm really sorry about my voice, by the way. I was actually quite upset earlier as well, but I was speaking with my mum, and basically we sorted out a backup plan if, for example, my A-levels did go really badly wrong. I mean, I know from looking at the evidence of past exam performance and mocks and stuff, I have nothing to worry about realistically, but obviously there's always that big what if it did go wrong, which is silly really, but that's being anxious about things for no reason for you. Clearly, food-wise, it hasn't been so great today. To be honest, I'm just going to write it off. I have had some food after going to the gym, obviously. I want to keep in a good routine. So even though I messed up earlier, I didn't want to, keep messing up by letting other kind of restrictive habits fall back into place. There can't be a time limit on this. There can't be a deadline for this, because at the end of the day, the deadline is the end of my life, because I need to set up something that will work for me forever. As for the clip earlier, I was actually really tempted to edit it out. I've already edited and put in a couple of clips from earlier, but I realised that I have to be honest about how difficult I find dealing with my mental health some of the time. I think a lot of people who know me in real life don't see that side very much at all, because it generally only ever comes out when I'm at home. My parents obviously know, and my parents are supportive. And my brother obviously knows, but he's away at university. I guess I just thought that I had to be open and honest about how I struggle a lot of the time, because I do try my best to come across as quite optimistic and quite positive, and I try to be a positive influence, because obviously I don't want to just be a drag on other people. I want to make people feel better about themselves, but obviously then that means that I'm not always being open about how I feel, and I actually honestly really worry that I'm part of a growing majority, even not just the minority, a growing majority of people who end up turning to social media because they feel lost in their own life, and no one, there's they can't connect to people on that level in their day-to-day lives, and I think that's really sad. And obviously I acknowledge that in the past people will have had problems before the internet arose, and obviously there's people in third world countries and stuff with no access to the internet and stuff who have problems. but I know my situation, and I know that there's definitely a lot of people out there who turn to social media because they feel like there's a hope of finding someone else who understands, maybe. If you're wondering what these are, by the way, they're just blue tag marks. I just took off a poster. It was a really old one that was really cringy, so I took it off because I'm afraid of being judged. But yeah, I'm gonna call it a night soon. I know it's not actually that late in the grand scheme of things, but me getting to sleep by about 9:30 is the best time for me. Before I do go to sleep though, I'm actually gonna watch Lauren Tickner's 10k calorie challenge. I don't tend to watch stuff like that, but Lauren is a good influence on me, and she's helped me out a lot in the past, so I bet it'll be fun to watch. As for my opinion on those kind of challenges and stuff, I do sometimes think that they can be a bit blown out of proportion. I don't know, like, obviously it's a bit of a spectacle, and as someone who struggles with binging, it's probably more of a challenge for me not to get 10,000 calories if I really have a really bad binge. But obviously I understand that it's for entertainment value, and I'd actually really like to be able to get to a point one day where I can do it for entertainment and actually enjoy the food, because that's where I don't see something like that as a binge, like not in the emotional sense, because if you're planning it out and enjoying it, that's not like the way that I binge. I end up, I don't know, you sort of systematically end up just going from one cupboard to the next, and you just keep going, and it's not like you're ordering even like a pizza or something to enjoy after going out drinking or something. It's just completely mindless, and if I can get to a point one day where it's more fun like that, I actually think being able to get to a point where I could do a video like that would be a success for me. I know that sounds a bit funny probably, but yeah. As for going forward, tomorrow it's leg day. I will be going to Tesco's. I think I might actually record when I'm in Tesco's, because I am feeling a bit volatile at the moment, and obviously buying food can obviously influence what I might end up binging on. Obviously I need to have enough for the week, so I'm gonna focus on getting the nice things I enjoy, but in smaller quantities. I'm gonna avoid buying loads of protein bars and stuff, because to be honest, they don't really satisfy me in the same way that a meal would for the same number of calories, particularly if I end up eating several in one go, which I have done in the past, and then it upsets my stomach and stuff. So yeah, we'll see how it goes tomorrow. Hopefully I'll feel a bit more positive. I'm really sorry if this video has been a bit upsetting in any way, but I'm trying my best to be honest, and I know that I am trying my best, so thank you all if you've got this far and you've watched this. I'm absolutely overwhelmed actually at the fact that hundreds of views and stuff on the videos already that I've uploaded, and the fact that on Instagram as well, like, I've got thousands of followers. I just don't understand it. But yeah, before I get too emotional again, I'll call it a night now, and thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.